You get a toon break, you get a toon break, you get a bike to your face, and everyone gets a toon break. Lynae, the upcoming spectral character who brings an entirely new gimmick, and on her shoulders rests the entirety of 3.0 because she's the first character to use this mechanic. Lynae is more than just a toon shift character though, because she offers substantial sub-DPS capabilities and buffing to resonance liberation damage users, so the likes of Shen Liao, Yuno, and I dare say Kala Tuner. These characters are getting massive buffs once Lynae sets up her foundation. Kuro Games has dropped some juicy info about Lynae, so we're going to go over it all and give you an idea of how Lynae will function. She's going to be a fantastic character with some crazy movement, so let's zoom into the video and discuss it all. Like the video if you're riding on the high for Lynae, and subscribe for more upcoming content. Hop on your bike, put it in gear, and let's ignite the highway with paint that is sprayed. Lynae is a spectro gun-wielding character who specializes in sub-DPS damage and utilizes her toon shifting abilities while also buffing her allies. She utilizes basic attacks in her gameplay, and she has a similar role to that of Yuno or Chikona, where she focuses on being a sub-DPS character and providing buffs through her outro. Lynae has two states, default state and roller skating state. Lynae also has a couple of unique energy mechanics with her forte, called Overflow and Lumiflow. Overflow is used in her default state, and Lumiflow is used in her roller skating state. As for her default state, Lynae can use her heavy attack to charge up her energy and release it to cause her to dash forward on her motorbike and enter into roller skater state. She also recovers overflow by using basic attacks. This upgrades her entire kit and unlocks a few new moves. She can skate around her opponent and fire rapid shots into them by holding down the normal attack, and she can also triple hop into the air, raining down spectral blossoms of paint, which uses her built-up Lumiflow, all while triggering toon shifting, rupture, or strain, depending on the type as you set in her stat menu. Additionally, her resonance skill and liberation are not really that special, like they deal damage, but her resonance liberation actually also buffs the team's all damage up. So you want to cast this every rotation, and after her liberation you could chain it with a normal attack to do a bike slam as well. Now let's get back to those air hops, because when she does those 3 air hops, she's using a third of her full Lumiflow gauge. When she actually lands each of these hops, she's going to be gaining a stack of true color, and when that gets to 3 max stacks, she can use her finisher, which is a special roller skate plunge attack, an enhanced roller skate plunge attack, which also grants more buffs, a toon break damage up. Lastly, her outro skill amplifies liberation damage and all type damage, meaning that her total buff capabilities are all type damage up from her liberation, toon break up from her forte, liberation and all type damage amp from her outro. Quite a suitable character, especially if her damage is on par, right? There's one more thing that we need to talk about, and that's the difference between her toon shifting, rupture, or strain. Essentially, Lynae can swap between each of these modes in her skill menu, and they both have different effects, so let's talk about them. When an ally inflicts toon rupture into feared state, Lynae will cast her toon rupture response, which deals damage to the enemy. As for her responding to toon strain instead, she will increase the damage against the target based on the toon break boost that Lynae is already buffing. We'll go over the bonuses in a future video and discuss which is better suited for her in different situations, so stay tuned for that. Lynae's rotation should look something like this. She will pop onto the field and cast her liberation immediately, and either do basic attacks or start off with her heavy attack to build up her overflow, and change from default state to roller skating state. While in roller skating state, she will raise her Lumiflow by holding down normal attacks and spamming pistol shots while skating around the enemy. When her Lumiflow is full, then she'll be able to cast 3 jump attacks in the air, gaining true color stacks. At max stacks, she can perform a final enhanced plunge attack on the enemy, and that marks the finish of her rotation, and she can outro to the next character. And the next character will get the slew of buffs that we talked about. Solid character, solid buffs, and her presence will be a blessing in the new meta of Wuthering Waves for certain characters. But let's discuss Lynae's echo options first. Lynae will be using the brand new Sonata effect in version 3.0, but we don't have a lot of info about it yet. It's going to be one of these 3 Sonata effects, and I'll have more info for you when she actually gets released. For now, she'll follow the same standard echo build for most characters. Crit rate and crit damage for the main piece to balance your ratio, spectral damage for the elite pieces, and attack for the common pieces. Priority for her substats are going to be crit rate and crit damage, followed by energy regen, then attack and basic attack damage bonuses. Now, let's get on to more juicy topics like the weapon. Lynae has a fantastic signature weapon, granting 24% crit rate, 36% basic attack damage up, but the big thing is when she inflicts tune shifting, she will grant the entire team all damage up by 8%, and this stacks up to 3 times. 24% all damage up for the team. Absolute goated weapon for both Lynae and her teammates. If you want your Lynae to deal a ton of damage while also buffing your allies, great weapon to pick up, I do recommend it. Lynae's second option though is a new standard 5-star weapon, Facet Homogenizer. This weapon, man is it good for a main carry. When she triggers a tune break, she amplifies her own damage by 20%, and that's really big. This new weapon is an excellent choice for Lynae's personal damage, making it a great secondary choice. Lastly, we have the OG Static Miss, which gives a 10% attack up to the incoming character when an outro is triggered. Compared to the other options, it's a little worse, but still a great weapon to rely on if you don't have anything else. All other weapons are not even worth mentioning because of how accessible the standard weapons are, so either grab you the Facet Homogenizer or stick with your Static Mist. As for which is best, I'll have a whole video dedicated to that, so make sure to wait on that, okay? Next, the moment that you've been waiting for, the team options. It's been a long time since we've had a Resonance Liberation buffer. We've been getting everything else, and it's long overdue for a few characters who actually use this damage type. Those characters have been at the bottom of the meta for a while, so will these buffs revive them? Before we talk about those characters who will be saved by Lynae, we gotta talk about Mornier, who has yet to be released. We don't know if Mornier and Lynae will synergize yet, but the whole team building process can be altered if Mornier synergizes with Lynae. We'll have to wait and see, and we'll assume that she doesn't for now. Now for the characters who are saved by Lynae, and by characters I mean the Electro Bros, Sheng Liao, and Calculus. This outro buff and all damage bonus for Lynae will be a significant boost to Calculator and Shen Liao, and it's going to bring them from out of extinction. Lynae has become a replacement for Yinlin, as her buffs are just way better, and Lynae is likely stronger as well. Not only are the Electro Bros buffed, but even characters like Yuno can become a suitable main DPS thanks to the sheer level of buffing capabilities that Lynae will be able to provide. In theory at least. Their rotation should also be very interesting because Lynae also doesn't need to be on field at all times, so I'm wondering what I can cook up in Quick Swap. I do need someone who has both Shen Liao and Lynae, by the way, so comment down below or email me if you want to help me make one of those videos. So the winners for Lynae's release: Shen Liao, Kalakasko, and Yuno, and of course, Chisa. Now, the thing with Chisa is that the buffer doesn't actually use negative statuses, so Lynae won't save Chisa, but for now, the main carry Chisa team can be made real with Lynae. Lynae's buffs are just that good. Overall, Lynae has a great kit to help any future Resonance Liberation user as well, making her a great pickup for any character, even if you don't use any of the current Liberation damage buffs. Plus, she's likely to buff a future character really well. We just gotta wait and see who that character is. Any guesses? Comment down below. Lynae is a great character with great buffs and astounding potential. Her damage output is the deciding factor on whether she's going to be a tier 0 queen or a tier 1 character until the future best in slot carry comes out. If she had healing, I suggest this character to everyone, but for now, only those who love her kit need to pick her up. She's not a must pull quite yet, and she's just a luxury unit for those who want to use Shen Liao and Kalamaraka. She seems to be capable of skating in the overworld, so that can be really fun as well if you do love exploring. Could be another reason to pull her. Like this video if you found it enjoyable or helpful, and subscribe as that's the best way to support the channel and keep us from dying. If you really want to support me personally, then head over to Patreon and support me over there. Thank you so much for watching, each and every one of you, and have a fantastic day. Enigma out.